27 years ago, we were introduced to a modern-day fairy tale in the form of a film. Was this fairy tale an immediate sensation? Some would say yes, although it was only modestly successful at the box office. Others would say it gained in popularity as it was passed down from generation to generation. So, is this truly a fairy tale? Even though it's one of the top funniest movies of all time, I'm going to let you decide. I'm going to let you decide. What do you think? Okay. As you wish. Of course, I am referring to The Princess Bride by Rob Reiner. Others would say, this is not a fairy tale. It's too new. It's a movie. I would argue that a fairy tale is defined as a childhood imaginative story with magical characters and elements. So let's go through and decide whether this actually passes muster. Components of a fairy tale include the good characters, the evil villains. There is always an element of poverty, it seems, and royalty. Sometimes chivalry, a love story, maybe a giant, but always the magical characters and the elements. So we have our good characters. We have Princess Buttercup, or as she starts out, simply Buttercup. Buttercup is pining for her lost love, Wesley. She is abducted by the Brood Squad, a trio of 3 very interesting characters.
Excuse me. We have 3 circus performers. Is there a town nearby?
Why, no, not for miles, she says.
Good, no one will hear you scream,
says Vizina. Now we have our damsel in distress. We have our heroes. We have our dubious, vengeful hero, Inigo Montoya. Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my prepare to die. We have the masked, dashing stranger. He is asked by the giant, Fezzik, upon their fight, why do you wear that mask? Did you get burned by acid or something? And he says, oh no, it's really quite comfortable. I think everyone will be wearing them in the future. We also have the villain. We have the surreptitiously 6-fingered villain, Count Rugen, who has an unfortunate meeting with Mr. Montoya later on. We also have Vizini, who
is this crazy little man, and he has a battle of wits
with our dashing stranger.
and he says to him, you fool! You fell trick to the oldest thing in mankind, and it's inconceivable.
And Inigo Montoya says, you keep saying that word. I do not think it means what you think it means. We've talked about the giant already. The gentle, loyal, faithful giant. And I memorized more than I thought I did. Then we have the element of poverty. But raised on a farm, where Wesley is a hired hand. Farm boy, fetch me that pitcher. As you wish. We have royalty, as Buttercup is chosen by Prince Humperdinck to be his bride. The marriage ceremony is performed by a bishop.
Marriage. Marriage is what brings us together here today. Love, true love.
So we've got royalty in there as well. Chivalry. They are dueling back and forth, and Inigo says, "You are a decent man. I hate to kill you." "You are a decent fellow. I hate to die." And of course, the love story between Buttercup and Wesley. The magical elements. They climb cliffs of insanity, rodents of unusual size, and of course, Miracle Max, whom they bring the dead Wesley to.
I think your fellow is just mostly dead. Mostly dead is not like all dead. Mostly dead is still slightly alive. When they're all dead, all you can do is go through their pockets for change.
One of the funniest parts of the entire movie. So I would argue that for 27 years, this has satisfied all the components of a fairy tale. So Hansel and Gretel, take that. And to my fellow Toastmasters, have fun storming the castle!